fast and you do what you want. I guess I'm doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Fenice Levine, and come with me on a work trip to Philly. I work for a medical device company and I occasionally have to travel for work. So girl, let's go. I was running a little late. I got to the airport a little bit later than I planned. My flight boarded at 5:30 and I arrived about 4:45. But thankfully our airport is small and TSA was not a problem. I went from Birmingham, Alabama to Philly, and it's a 2-hour nonstop flight. And girl, the first thought I had when I got off that flight, why is it so hot? Girl, it felt like I was still in the South, like Philly. What is going on, girl? It was so hot. It was like 100 degrees, and I would want to be a tourist on a hot day. First things first, we gotta go pick up our rental because we will be driving to New Jersey for work. And at this airport, they do let you select which car you want, and I picked out this blue Nissan Sentra. I love doing bus tours, so I headed downtown, found the parking garage, parked, and headed to the bus tour. Whenever I travel for work, your girl loves being a tourist. Hey y'all! I have officially made it to Philly, and now I'm about to be a tourist. Whenever I travel, I always check the weather, and girl, this 95 degrees definitely had me melting. But your girl was out here looking cute, looking like she was ready to play pickleball.
We really prefer if you use the stairs. Of course.
So this tour bus had 28 stops, and girl, after sitting in that sun for a good 10 minutes, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to survive. Even though I had 2 fans, I had on sunscreen, but your girl was out there melting. After sitting in the direct sun for about 30 minutes, your girl started getting a little faint. So I was like, let me go ahead and get some lunch. And I knew I wanted to stop at Reading Terminal Market. Reading Terminal Market is a very large farmers market that has a lot of stores, a lot of food places, a lot of bakeries, a lot of fresh produce, just a lot of things in this big market. This was a Monday, and around 11:30ish, it was not that bad, but girl, around 12:31, there were people everywhere. This place is massive. Girl, I walked around in circles in this place. I got lost a few times, but I knew I wanted to have lunch at Herschel's Eastside Deli. I wanted a Reuben sandwich from there, so I walked around until I found it. Then I had to figure out where I could sit, because girl, there were people everywhere. All the tables were full, no seats available. So I had to figure out where I could sit. Thankfully, someone got up and I was able to sit down and eat my sandwich. Now let's talk about this Reuben. Girl, they can make your Reuben with corned beef or pastrami. I had mine made with pastrami, and girl, let me tell you, it was so tender and so flavorful. It was top tier, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Baby, it was a good sandwich. And do you see how much meat they put on this sandwich? Girl, I could only eat half of my sandwich, but it was definitely worth the $15. I definitely needed a nap after lunch, but I made my way back to the tour bus. Philly is such a historical place. You have the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, and so many other historical places.
You got a 2-day trial before I take back my time and make you pay. 30-day trial before I make my mind that it's always trials and tribulations. Child. Kissing in Paris, I guess we could do it in French. Wow. Eating lo mein is child for now. Child.
Eventually, we made it to the Rocky statue, and girl, at this point, I was becoming a little over it. I was a little ready to wrap this tour on up because it was so hot. One of the last stops in the tour is the Liberty Bell, and I think that was my favorite spot of the tour. Now, girl, I did not pay too much attention in history class during school, but girl, who doesn't know the Liberty Bell? Now, in order to see the Liberty Bell, you did have to wait in line and go through security, but I feel like it was worth it.
Crazy how you managed to make me into a sponsor. You got me paying for shit.
After being a tourist for about 6 hours, it was then time for me to head on to my hotel to check in. So I then had to go back to the airport because my hotel was attached to the airport. So I was staying at the Marriott at the Philly International Airport. This hotel was very convenient, especially if you're flying in and leaving the next day. The staff was very nice. They do have a restaurant in the hotel as well, which we did go to that night. For the price, this room is very basic, but you are paying for the convenience of being walking distance from the airport. Would I stay there again? Probably not. The room was clean, the staff was nice, but I didn't really need to be walking distance from the airport necessarily. You are paying for the convenience. Now, I will say parking was a little difficult because you had to figure out which parking deck to park in, and yeah, that was a hassle. The restaurant was okay, Aviation Grill. We went there that night, and I had the pork chops, and girl, them pork chops were hitting. So after having dinner with one of my managers, it was then time for bed because your girl was tired. Hey y'all, let's have a little pillow talk. Girl, today drained me. That heat, it feels like I'm in the South. Like, why is it so humid here? Like, it was 98 degrees. What? Why is it so hot? Girl, I was suffocating on that bus. Suffocating. I am exhausted. I had no sleep last night, so your girl is about to sleep real good. So tomorrow I have to drive from Philly to a hospital in New Jersey and back, and my flight is at 8 p.m. So tomorrow will be another long day, but gotta do what you gotta do, and I'll be back home tomorrow night. So let me go to sleep because your girl is tired. Good morning. And just like that, I am checking out, about to head to the hospital that I'll be with today. It's an hour drive, so we gotta go. Bye. So I met up with my manager, got me some tea from Starbucks, and we got on the road. Now this hospital was kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it was a peaceful drive once we made it through Philly. We were there until about 2:30, and then we headed back to Philly. Whenever I'm in a new town and I'm driving, girl, I'm always acting like I know where I'm going. Don't be knowing where I'm going, but I depend so much on my GPS, but I am so thankful for it. And I believe all rentals should have a navigation system or have GPS capabilities because, girl, that little Nissan, I could not play my GPS through the system. And girl, I need to be able to look at the map on the screen. Girl, that car didn't have any extra capabilities or anything, so I had to hold my phone in my hand to look at the GPS. Girl, the struggle. So I took my manager to the Amtrak station, and then I decided to go ahead and head to the airport early because, girl, it was too hot to do anything. So I took the car back to Enterprise, got on the shuttle, and they took me back to the airport. I went ahead and changed clothes into something a little more comfortable because I had 3 hours until my flight. This airport did have a variety of food places, and I did decide on eating some pho. I love pho. Now this airport pho was not that flavorful, but it was okay. But I mean, what can you expect in an airport? The worst thing that could happen happened. My flight was delayed. Now, girl, I was already exhausted. I had a long day, and then to get to the airport and think you're about to go home, nope, flight delayed. So I don't even know why we were delayed, but we were delayed about an hour. So I did not make it back home until about 11:30. When I tell you I got home, went to sleep, and girl, I had some of the best sleep ever, but I had a long day. But I did have a great work trip and can't wait for the next one. See y'all next time. Bye.
I've been all over the world. Let's the finest wine. And I see the finest dimes. But all the pretty girls never